The time is 5:30. I'm calling to order the Blount County Corrections Partnership Meeting. At this time, I'm going to read the emergency announcement. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles. At this time, I'll take a roll call, please, Secretary.
Adams. Here. Burkhalter.
Here.
Kaler. Farmer. French. Green. You have 4 present and you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. I know Commissioner Kaler and Commissioner Farmer are absent because they are at an event tonight and had a scheduling conflict that got rescheduled. The entertain a motion for setting of the agenda. Motion made to set the agenda by Mr. French. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Green. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion. All in favor of setting the agenda as published, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the agenda is set as published. I will take a motion to approve the minutes of April 29th, 2014. Motion made by Mr. Green. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. French. Any discussion? Seeing no lights, all in favor say aye. All opposed? Hearing no opposition, the minutes are approved. At this time, we'll go to public input of items on the agenda. Anybody wishing to speak to public input of items on the agenda? Seeing no hands, we'll move on to unfinished business. We have no unfinished business. Underneath new business, we have a discussion and possible action regarding the Institute of Law and Policy Planning. At this time, I'm going to open up the floor. The members of this committee received the 107-page final report that was submitted by the Institute of Law and Policy Planning on the jail overcrowding. The report is in its final form, but we have not yet adopted it yet. Is there any recommendations or changes that this body would like to see to that report or clarification before we get a final report and forward it on to the full commission? Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I think if you look at a few areas in the report we need to send back, especially in the demographic area. They have our demographics, I think, off as far as table 2 goes under race. And I think there's a few, after reading the report, a few errors of misspellings and some tabulations that might need to be corrected.
Do you have a listing of those separately?
I do not. I just know the one that stuck out to me was the demographics of the population of the inmates.
If you could, can you contact Ms. Johnson, and because I know she's been running a liaison between us and the Institute, and let her know exactly which tables or demographics you think need to be revisited, and send that to her so that way she can forward it to them. Okay, so we have that one on the demographics. Anything else that we need further clarification about or would like them to extrapolate on a little bit more?
There is a section in there where he discussed using citations in lieu of arrests.
Yes.
And I think that's already in place. I don't know how we could use that. I don't think he realized that is already in place. There's only certain things that you can make an arrest for. And if one of those isn't present, it's a list of 7 or 9 things. If those aren't present, you have to make a citation.
Okay.
And I think Tennessee code already takes care of that. Unless he was alluding to the fact that we needed to locally, change something, if I don't know.
So get a little bit more clarification about that system?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I can't remember what section that was in, but I can find it.
Well, I can't remember the exact section, but I also know that he made reference to that in his recommendations, that we could limit the citations or limit the arrests by issuing more citations to reduce the overcrowding in the jail. So that was one of their recommendations. Anything else, gentlemen, that you all saw that jumped out at you?
Mr. Chairman, if there is anything that we, going back, I read the report, but can we be allowed time to go back and specifically point out maybe some issues like the demographics and give those to
Yes.
Ms. Johnson to relay to? Would that be in order to?
Yeah, that's fine. What our purpose is here is this is the first time we've all been able to come together to talk about it. So my whole point is we've gone through this process so we can have a complete analysis of the situation, because where the state left us before we hired an independent consultant, the state left us at needing to build 900 plus beds. So I would much rather us take 30 days if we need to read through the report to make sure we forward to Ms. Johnson any other requests for clarification. And if this committee would like to, we can move the report with those changes once they come in forward to the full commission, let the full commission give us some guidance, or we can have Mr. Kalmanoff come back here and address the 6 of us, but I think it'd be much more beneficial for him to address the full commission, because what I'm seeing here are it's housekeeping, but it's not necessarily altering the overall opinion of the report. Is that a fair way to address it?
Yes.
Mr. Green, do you have anything to add? But yes, we can set this out if you want to, maybe where we can present this to the full commission at the September meeting. See if Mr. Kalmanoff can come back at that time and address the full commission in September. And then by that time, we would have had a chance to get to Ms. Johnson any other corrections or areas that we would like greater information on. How does that seem to work with this committee?
That's good. Do you need a motion to that effect?
Yeah, I need a motion to recommend that the report be forwarded to the full committee, subject to changes coming back from ILPP that are forwarded to Ms. Johnson.
I'll move that.
Do I have a second? Motion made by Mr. French, seconded by Commissioner Green. Any further discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor of forwarding the ILPP report to the full commission for the September meeting, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hearing no opposition, the full report is going to be forwarded to the full commission for their September meeting, so that way it can be heard by the full commission. And then we will just wait on the guidance from the full commission as to what steps they want us to take next. Because if the full commission wants us to look at implementation, if they want us to look at oversight, we'll wait for them to let us know which direction to take next. Does that sound fair to this committee? So I don't want anybody to think that we're sunsetting. I just want everybody to understand we're just forwarding along as like we did with the probation and the ankle bracelets. We're making a recommendation, but this committee is still going to be in existence. Anybody have any other questions about that we need to discuss this evening? Anybody wishing to do public input of items not on the agenda? Seeing no
Mr.
item,
Chairman,
yes.
I'd just like to, just for the committee's information, I'll be attending September 4th, the TCI recertification hearing on our non-compliance issue with the jail, just so that everybody will be aware of that date.
On September the 4th,
Yes, sir, in Nashville.
do you need any of the members of this committee to go with you to that?
No, sir, not that I know of.
Okay. Does this committee need to do anything to assist with that recertification?
No, sir, we've submitted the action plan, and part of that is a sample of the report that we've
Okay.
gotten. So I just wanted to make the committee aware that this is reoccurring once again.
All right, thank you. Any public input of items not on the agenda? Seeing no other hands, I'll move to adjourn. Motion made to adjourn. We stand adjourned.